Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi, in association with Drumshack, here bringing you some more videos. Here is another one. And on this one, I'm going to talk about the Ludwig Breakbeat Kit. And you're going to see a bit more of that up next. So here we have the Ludwig Breakbeat Kit that was made in conjunction with one of my favorite drummers personally, Questlove. And here we have an amazing little kit, punchy and all that. So we're going to delve a bit deeper into this and kind of break down what this is about. Okay, so here we have a very, very compact kit from Ludwig. It's made with small spaces in mind. So this is 10x7 rack tom. You've got a 13x13 floor tom, a 16x14 bass drum, and a 14x5 snare drum, which makes for a very small and compact pack. So this is the brainchild of Questlove, made in conjunction with Ludwig, and it very much fits his sound, you know. Great thing about this is I've actually seen, and it's on YouTube, you can check it out. Questlove actually uses this kit. I saw him use it at Glastonbury one time, I think. He used one at Glastonbury few years back. And yeah, he's used it for quite a few things. Obviously, he has access to whatever Ludwig he could ever possibly want. You know, you've seen him play some amazing ones on the Tonight Show. He's got some tasty looking and sounding kits, but can you imagine, like, he accesses this, you know, takes out the breakbeat. So if he can do it, that means anybody else can do it, you know. This one is made of hardwood, so each shell right here is made of 7 plies of hardwood, and it's preferred by professionals, they say, for its tonal versatility. So it's obviously going to be a cheaper wood, but it is solid and it's got great tone. All in all, quite a, you know, quite a solid construction. They've worked on the bearing edge, so even though this is a cheaper kit, they've still made the effort to make the bearing edge real nice. It's got a 45-degree angle within 1/16 of an inch from the outside edge. So it's a very sharp edge that's hand sanded to the craftsman's touch for a sure, a smooth, even flat surface for easy head seating. So basically, yes, I mean, these are manufactured obviously en masse, but finished by hand by their manufacturers. So they've found a good mix of, you know, large scale manufacturing with the, you know, craftsman's touch, and they've managed to do it very well, because these are great sounding kits. And as a lot of you know, bearing edges are so important when it comes to finishing a kit. You might have the most amazing looking kit around, but when it comes to the, you know, the bearing edges not being cut properly, it sounds complete trash, you know. But not so with this, you know. I remember a few years ago when we had the first batch of Ludwig's Breakbeats kits in the shop. and I had to set the first one up. We had one of the first in the country at Drumshack. And as I was setting it up, I was looking at the construction. I was thinking, this is a bit iffy. I don't know. I wasn't sure whether it would, you know, project or sound really good. I was curious, but first impressions, I was like, well, this is just another gimmick that has been introduced, you know, to make some sales and, you know, all that. But once I hit it, got the tuning right, and it's very easy to tune. The bearing edges and their design has made this kit very, very easy to tune. Sounds fat straight off the bat. Even with this stock head, it's got like some cheap pinstripe equivalents from some Chinese heads, and an ambassador Chinese head on the snare. But I have to say, like, once you get this up and you hear the tone of that 10-inch tom, it's a 10x7. This rings exquisitely. The floor tom, again, the same thing, a 13x13. The kind of depth in tone that you get from it, you would not expect from a kit this size. Also, with the 16x14 bass drum, you have a really good ring on it. It's got its own tone. So depending on how you play, you can change the tone. So it's got this kind of tubular kind of, you know, this kind of buzz. And you know, especially if you're playing hip hop or those, you know, heavy backbeat kind of grooves or breakbeats even, then, you know, this is very satisfying. Very satisfying because you got that nice buzz. Bear in mind that for the demos that we have done for this video, there's nothing actually in the bass drum. So what you're hearing is natural resonance of the drum. This is medium tight. It could be fatter, it could be looser. I could take it out a little bit more, but I won't. And as for the toms and the snare I've cranked it right up. It's got a good crack to it. Remember, this is with the stock heads. So imagine putting better heads on this, you're getting a lot better. Okay, so with the snare, you've got basically 14x5 with a standard throw off on it. Obviously, the same lugs that you have on the as on the rest of the kit. Doesn't look too special, you know, off the bat, but once you hit it and you get that tune up nicely, I cranked it up quite a bit at the bottom to get that tone out. For this particular snare, I find that generally with I would say cheaper snares, you know, tend to crank it up just a little bit more at the bottom to try and get that tone out. I cranked it up at the bottom, but you know, already it had quite a bit going on. But yeah, it turns out to be quite a good accompanying snare with the rest of the shell pack. Like I said, again, the toms and the kick, and as a whole, it's extremely satisfying for something this size and price point. And I can understand why, you know, this was made in conjunction with Questlove. You know, I've listened to so many of his works. You know, with the Roots, one of my favorite bands. They go by the hardest working band in the world, I think, or one of. And you know, this embodies part of what he's about, I believe, in terms of, you know, its ease of use, its tone, portability, and just general fatness. I mean, this is a really good little kit to have. So, you know, again, it's really small. Obviously, given my size, I look like an absolute beast over this. However, you know, it's still, you know, it stands up to whatever I have to give it. And, you know, as you can see in the demos, I pressed in a little bit, but, you know, it can take a bit more than that. And like I said, you know, you switch the heads over, you put some, you know, some higher grade heads on it, whatever brand that may be. I think you're in for a bit of a surprise, you know, on the live front. Obviously, this would be great as a little kit to have, you know, in your apartment or flat, whatever. But again, if you're looking to gig and you need something reliable and you don't want to particularly break the bank, in this day and age, obviously, not many of us can. But if you don't want to break the bank and you need to know that whatever you're coming out with is going to have that tone straight off the bat, This is a very interesting proposition. Tone straight off the bat, and I can't say that enough. This sounds really satisfying. You hit the tom, bang, bang. It resonates. It resonates like a bigger drum. And yeah, man, you're gonna see some of this up next. And thanks for watching. If this was helpful to you, please do let us know. Here at Drumshack, we appreciate your comments. We appreciate your points of view, even if we don't agree with them. Swear down, we do. So sorry if we responded not the way you would like us to. But we really do appreciate your points of view. So please comment, like if you do like, subscribe, and brace yourself for more videos of similar ilk. Take care.